and I'm really sorry. And she got hurt. She bled a lot, and she got really sick. And I didn't get to see her anymore after that.
People tie 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old children to horse stables and have horses and dogs with them, and then they get off on that.
I want to believe it. That's why they attacked me when I took the air out of her story. But see, when Allie Carter came back and, also addressed it.
It doesn't appear that Allie Carter simply went quiet. It seems she was deliberately silenced. This wasn't a case of an influencer vanishing for attention. This was a woman who had already been subpoenaed to testify in one of the most high-profile celebrity trials in U.S. history. A woman who took to Instagram live in tears, pleading and warning that if anything happened to her, the entertainment industry would be responsible. And now, she's vanished. No calls, no texts, no confirmed sightings. What's worse, those in power don't even seem to be making an effort to find her. The timing is deeply unsettling. Allie disappeared just before Diddy's trial began, and shortly after she publicly accused him of trafficking, ritual abuse, and disturbing gatherings she referred to as freak-offs involving children as young as 4. She wasn't just talking about Diddy. Either she mentioned other names, accused an inner circle, and even claimed Tupac was still alive, alleging his family had abandoned her.
Then Tupac, you won't be able to hide from the public if I do, okay? Anybody that was in my biological family as surrogate.
Her accounts were chaotic, unsettling, and at times difficult to accept, but through all of it, one thing remained constant: fear. Allie claimed her home was raided by armed individuals, not to threaten her, but to eliminate her. She gave detailed descriptions of these incidents.
Don't believe me? Here you go. What once was a full house, we were still paying rent on our house. What we were doing this whole time was moving everything because our house is gone.
Then there's Jaguar Wright, who anticipated this outcome from the start. Jaguar warned months ago that people who speak out like Allie often don't last long in the industry unless they have serious protection.
Everyone knew he was the devil. He's been the devil for 30 years. He's been covered and protected.
Now, Jaguar is demanding answers. She believes Allie's disappearance was no accident, that she was taken before she could testify. So who is they? That's what we're going to examine, because this situation extends far beyond just Diddy. It points to a complex network of assistants, handlers, and behind-the-scenes players, a multi-billion-dollar silence system designed to shield powerful men from accountability.
Stand, look at the tactics and pay attention. Pay attention. I'm still not asking you for a damn thing but to wake up. I'm not asking you for a damn thing but just to get outside.
But let's be honest, Allie Carter was bold and unfiltered. Jaguar Wright says that's exactly what made her a target. So now we need to look deeper into what Allie knew, what she said publicly, and why it's possible she was never expected to reach the courtroom. It's all there, documented and broadcast in real time. Just days before her disappearance, Allie went live on Instagram. Her voice was anxious, her expression worn.
Pressured, attacked, stalked, and hunted down for your own information. You get re-victimized again by people who wanted to argue a back and forth this week like that mattered.
She claimed she was being hunted. She said armed men had broken into her California home not once, but twice, destroying the place while searching for evidence. These were her exact words, shared with the world.
Our house is gone. This is the price. This is the price of speaking out.
The timing couldn't have been more concerning. The break-ins at Allie's home happened right after she began mentioning names connected to Diddy's inner circle. She alleged that someone leaked her address, her license plate number, and even her child's whereabouts. Jaguar Wright, who has consistently supported Allie from the beginning, reposted the footage and commented, "Y'all laughed at her, called her crazy, but everything she said is happening now."
When I went, they tried to feed us, and I remember it because when
Pig
you
night.
have to do
Say what?
And the details she shared were deeply disturbing. Allie made serious allegations against Diddy, which spread rapidly online. Not long after, her home was reportedly raided by armed intruders. Fortunately, she wasn't there at the time. But Allie didn't just speak about harassment or industry wrongdoing. She insisted she was being targeted, and she stated clearly if anything happened to her, those she was exposing would be responsible.
just so you can focus before I go. If something happens to us after we get off this live, in the meantime, I just want you to know I have dropped paperwork, documents, information off to everybody around the world, and I'm telling all of you insurance holders that are watching this right now, if we are dead, there is no point for you to sit on that information. Do you hear me?
But what truly unsettled people was the moment she looked directly into the camera, her voice trembling, and said,
Is the fact that there is a baby in the way. There's babies in the way. There are people that I love that I can't get out of the way.
Let that sink in. She essentially foresaw her own disappearance. And after that moment, there was nothing, no live streams, no TikToks, not even a secondary account post. Her family later confirmed they had filed a missing persons report and pleaded for help from the public. Meanwhile, law enforcement seemed slow to act. And here's the critical detail. Ailey Carter had already been subpoenaed as a witness in Diddy's legal case. Some reports even list her as one of the top witnesses for the prosecution.
A key witness in the Diddy trial has gone missing. This is super concerning because she is crucial for the case against one of the biggest names in music. She was actually going under a pseudonym like 3 other witnesses in the case, but she decided to waive that right and reveal her identity in her testimony. But now she's MIA. The federal prosecutors don't know where she is, her lawyers don't know where she is, and the prosecutors are using her testimony in the opening statement on May 12th. That's not that far away. For now, she's known as Victim 3, and she was subpoenaed, which means that she is
So, why now? Why vanish just as the trial is about to begin? Jaguar Wright isn't buying the idea that it's a coincidence. She went on YouTube and said bluntly, they took her and people need to wake up before it's too late. She knew too much, and now she's gone. To her, this isn't random, it's a message. And that theory lines up with several of Jaguar's past videos where she discussed how the industry silences people under suspicious circumstances.
Where's Richard Nichols now?
Dead.
What happened, if you don't mind me asking?
Some very, very, very rare form of leukemia. In my honest opinion, that witch, Grace, was Mir, who was Usher, who was in Q-Tip, you know, Bonita Applebum, a witch. Lot of people that hang out with them end up getting rare form.
And how those who challenge Diddy or pose a threat tend to disappear or suffer mysterious consequences.
Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Morell is dead. The only 2 left are Puffy and Al almost died.
According to Ailey, Diddy wasn't just hosting explicit parties in upscale Beverly Hills mansions. She claimed he was operating what she described as actual torture camps facilities where children were restrained and subjected to disturbing rituals involving animals, deprivation, and humiliation, all while adult men watched, filmed, and allegedly derived pleasure from the acts.
Right now, I think a lot of people are not ready for someone to tell you that there are 3-4-year-olds that people take pride in sticking bars up children. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people tie 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old children to horse stables and have horses.
Let that settle in for a moment. She didn't say this was something she heard through rumors or speculation. She stated clearly that she witnessed it herself. Ailey said she worked in the entertainment industry and personally saw these events unfold. These weren't isolated cases. According to her, they were systematic. And who did she say was behind it? Diddy. She even stated, they don't just want your silence, they want your soul. And they'll break you to get it. She referred to these events as free-offs, exclusive, invitation-only gatherings where children were deprived of food and used in stage acts for entertainment. It wasn't just the actions themselves, but the way it was carried out that shocked listeners.
And dogs them, and then they get off on that. I don't think people are going to be able to stomach the fact that people hang children upside down in satanic rituals meetings, and they literally hang them.
One of the most unsettling terms she used was pig night, as Ailey described it. This was a ritual where children were lined up and assaulted in front of audiences that included well-known and protected figures, individuals proud of remaining anonymous. She didn't speak in vague terms. She provided details, locations, specific behaviors, how the crowd reacted, and what happened when someone broke the rules.
So if you throw up on someone, you will have to eat it. If you on someone, you will have to lay in it.
She described how young boys were told not to eat before these events because if they vomited or lost control of their bodily functions, it would disrupt the performance, except for occasions where those outcomes were intentionally provoked. These descriptions were graphic, specific, and traumatic, far beyond mere rumors. That's what made many believe her, even when her stories took unexpected turns or she became emotional on live streams. Because the truth is, that kind of darkness doesn't come from nowhere. The entertainment world recognized that much, but Ailey didn't stop at blaming Diddy alone. She said he had an entire network supporting him: assistants, managers, security staff, people arranging transportation, booking hotels, and paying off individuals to stay silent. She mentioned phones and hard drives filled with footage evidence that was allegedly being used for blackmail to maintain power and control. She implied that once someone was filmed engaging in something incriminating, they could be controlled indefinitely. It's not just about power, she hinted. Once you're caught on camera doing something vile, they own you. And let's not ignore the recent legal case where Cassie made a similar claim. She testified that Diddy once threatened to release videos from a freakout session just because she was dating someone else, saying it would shame her, especially in front of her own mother. That's not just manipulation. It's abusive, degrading behavior. And Diddy reportedly said the worst consequence would be embarrassment. Just when it seemed Ailey couldn't possibly take the accusations further, she did. She argued that Diddy's fixation on ritualistic acts wasn't just personal or about control. She said it had spiritual undertones, dark, and according to her, satanic.
I'm sorry, you're not allowed to flinch, you're not allowed to get angry. So I didn't help her. And I'm really sorry. And she got hurt.
Let's just put it this way, even if only a fraction of what Ailey said was true, it would still be enough to put Diddy behind bars for life. So the question is, why wasn't she taken seriously? Why wasn't she placed under witness protection? Why wasn't her name dominating news headlines? Because the moment Ailey Carter stopped being viewed as a loud voice on TikTok and started threatening billion-dollar secrets, she wasn't treated like a person anymore. She became a liability. And liabilities like her, they tend to disappear. Now, the timeline speaks volumes. Just days before Diddy's trial began, Ailey, who had been subpoenaed and was reportedly listed as witness number 3, vanished. Her family filed a missing person report. Her phone went silent. Her social media accounts went dark. Yet here's the most shocking part: prosecutors still used her statement during their opening remarks on May 12th. They openly admitted they were relying on her words, despite the fact that she hadn't been located. Think about that. The U.S. government is proceeding with a major federal case while one of its main witnesses is missing, and nobody seems to be addressing it. Jaguar Wright noticed immediately. She went public, stating this was no accident. Then, when Cat Williams echoed her concerns and called for Ailey's safe return, the situation stopped sounding like a conspiracy. It became a public demand for answers.
What you know that they're drinking children's, but you don't know what they're doing to those children to make their strong.
Now let's turn our attention to a lesser-known figure, Christina Coram. Most people have never heard her name, but behind closed doors, she played a key role. She served as Diddy's chief of staff, his fixer, and according to legal documents, she was the one who kept the operation moving, booking venues, arranging staff, covering tracks, and reportedly threatening anyone who spoke up. Some have even compared her to Ghislaine Maxwell, and honestly, the comparison makes sense. Ailey seemed to know this too. Just before she went missing, she allegedly sent out a voice message naming Christina as the person shielding Diddy and making sure he never faced consequences. Across multiple lawsuits, Christina's name comes up as the one managing logistics for Diddy's so-called freak-offs. Victims even claim she told them his actions were just his way of showing affection. And once Ailey named her publicly, Christina issued a statement denying everything, claiming she was devastated by the accusations and would never support such behavior. But the indictment says otherwise. Federal authorities reportedly have multiple sources of evidence, including texts, recordings, and messages, many tied directly to Christina Coram, if prosecutors indeed have Ailey's voice note naming her. Christina could soon face legal trouble of her own. Then, just when it seemed Ailey couldn't go any further, she brought in another name, Akon. According to Ailey, she and a friend were invited to a party by Akon and one of his associates in Dubai. While there, she claimed their drinks were drugged and her friend, barely conscious, was repeatedly assaulted by the Dubai associate.
Secrets, and this is the age of truth, and the truth doesn't need to be scared of the fact that people tell lies. Cats on drugs, all of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Then, in a moment that caught everyone off guard, Ailey admitted that after the assault, she voluntarily had private moment with Akon on the same night and in the same house.
So, his friend fisted my friend anally. She fought him and it made things worse. You're not allowed to help.
Ellie said she watched it happen when she was too scared to intervene.
And I'm really sorry. And she got hurt. She bled a lot. And she got really sick. And I didn't get to see her anymore after that.
Naturally, people criticized her for that decision, labeling her as complicit. But what many missed was that Ailey wasn't justifying her actions, she was admitting to them. And that's exactly why her story felt so raw. It was messy, it didn't fit into a polished narrative, and it wasn't crafted for sympathy. It reflected genuine trauma, not a calculated media move. And now that Ailey's gone, the question isn't whether she was going to testify, it's how much she knew and how worried others were about her speaking out. If there was one person who stayed consistent through the entire situation, it was Jaguar Wright. Long before Ailey disappeared, Jaguar had already warned about what happens to women who reveal the darker side of the music industry, women who refuse to stay silent. Jaguar wasn't just concerned, she was angry.
I didn't get mad with Akon. I didn't get mad at all. I wasn't yelling. I wasn't asking him to let me go. I didn't get mad at him. I did what he said. It wasn't bad. It wasn't.
We can't overlook the fact that Jaguar speaks from experience. She's been through it. She exposed what she called predators in the industry, shared her experiences on camera, in interviews, and on podcasts. And how was she treated in return? She was arrested multiple times for minor infractions, like returning a U-Haul late.
Ain't nobody stopping me when I come. Why would they talk about it? Who was there to go to? Who's gonna help them? What HR department do you know of that works for any of these labels?
Yeah.
When have you ever heard of a sexual harassment suit being publicly acknowledged in the entertainment industry at all?
Cat Williams also claimed he was targeted by hired hitmen simply for revealing the industry's darker secrets. Jaguar witnessed firsthand just how disturbed and shaken he was after that.
You know, every time I've been arrested for something that I didn't do, and yet nobody said, but did he get arrested finally and get the book ready to be thrown at his very, very, very dancing feet? Y'all watch me get arrested there just for bringing Gene Deal to Dallas.
Yes, he reportedly wore a bulletproof vest as sleepwear. So when Ailey's live stream started turning frantic and fearful, Jaguar immediately saw the signs. The anxiety, the paranoia, the sense of being chased, she recognized it all too well. And now, she's attending Diddy's trial in person, showing support for the victims throughout.
I've had home invasion robbers at my house. I've had 7 dudes in Cleveland come to the hotel room with their guns out and masks on.
You're kidding me?
No, so I'm like,
She's been raising her voice ever since, not just for Ailey, but for everyone every woman who's ever been silenced, blacklisted, or broken by the industry. It all feels fitting, honestly, considering how many women have been blackmailed or mistreated by Diddy, especially with Cassie's case in the spotlight. And it doesn't look like Jaguar's backing down. She's still calling out the handlers, executives, fixers, and enablers, the same types who shielded R. Kelly, now trying to protect Diddy and seemingly working to suppress Ailey's story. The lack of attention around Ailey Carter's disappearance speaks volumes. No media headlines, no widespread outrage, just quiet discussions online, and that's exactly what some would prefer. Because this isn't just about one missing woman. It's about a system scared of what she might have revealed in court. A system that didn't care how disorganized her story sounded, how complicated her trauma appeared, or how unbelievable parts of it may have seemed. What they cared about was that she was loud, had proof, and had nothing left to lose. Diddy might be the face of the scandal, but if you think it ends with him, think again. Because if someone like Ailey can vanish, who might be next? So what do you think really happened to Ailey Carter? Was she silenced before she could testify, or is she hiding from something even more dangerous? And if Jaguar Wright is telling the truth, who else in the music industry is involved in keeping this quiet? At this point, it's no secret that Diddy had a strong network around him. So leave your thoughts in the comments, because this story is far from over. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned. Things are only heating up from here. Stay safe, stay informed, and stay ready.
And I'll never forget the day when they breached the house. And I left. You know, back in that moment, Cat was still wearing Kevlar to bed. To bed. I would get in bed with him at night and he would have Kevlar on. In bed.
Jaguar Wright at the cake. They said you're supposed to be in this motherfucker.
So I'm up in this motherfucker.
You here. Wow. They done brought everybody. How are you?
The Jaguar Wright show. Here we are.
Okay. Oh, you got this some security too? Oh, wow. Jaguar came with security too.
Pleasure to meet you. You know, just first and foremost, I mean, this is, you know, the days in this file, again, to find Diddy Combs. You know, what are you feeling? What are you experiencing?